Today we're going to be adding, subtracting, and multiplying polynomials. This is the Algebra 2 prerequisite number 3. Here are some things to keep in mind. You can only combine like terms. Like terms means same variable, which is the letter, and same exponent, the small number. The other thing you need to remember is to watch your signs. Here's our first example. What we're going to do first is distribute the 2. So right here we do 2 times x is 2x, 2 times negative 5y is negative 10y, and 2 times 2 is 4. In the first set of parentheses, all we did is drop the parentheses because there's nothing to multiply by. Now we're going to combine like terms. So anything with the same variable and the same exponent can go together. So our light blue ones have x's, and so those can be added together. So the 9x and the 2x make 11x. Then the purple ones, the 3y and the negative 10y, make negative 7y. And then finally, the blue ones, negative 10 and 4, make negative 6. And that's it. It's simplified. You can't go any further. Now this one has subtraction in the middle, but you need to be really careful because that's like a negative 1. You need to make sure you watch your signs here. You're going to just drop the parentheses out of the first set, but then distribute a negative 1 in the second set. So here we just drop the parentheses, and then we did negative 1 times x squared is negative x squared. Negative 1 times a positive 1 is a negative 1x. And a negative 1 times a negative 7 is a positive 7. Then you're going to combine your like terms. 2x squared minus x squared is just 1x squared. 9x minus x is 8x. And negative 1 plus 7 is 6. Again, you're done because there are no more like terms to combine. In this example, again, we can drop our parentheses on the first set, but in the second set, we need to distribute the 2. So we get 4x squared z, and then 2 times negative 1 is negative 2x, and 2 times 3 is 6. Notice here, all we've done is leave the variables alone. We've done absolutely nothing with them. We just multiply the coefficients, which are the big numbers. Now we're going to combine like terms. So in the light blue circles, you see we have xy on the end, so they match. And in the darker blue circles, you see x squared z in both of them, so they match. And then the negative 2x does not have any other like term. So our 4xy plus 6xy is 10xy, and then our 3x squared z plus 4x squared z is 7x squared z, and then we drop the negative 2x. Again, we have no more like terms, so this one is complete. In this fourth example, now we're going to multiply. This is just the distributive property done multiple times. When you have like variables, you're going to add the exponents. If you have unlike variables, like right here where we have x and y, you just write them next to each other. So we're going to multiply the coefficients and add the exponents. So 2x times 2xy is 4xy. 2x times negative 2x is negative 4x squared. And then 2x times xy, we've got a 2 times 1, which is just 2, and then x times x is x squared, and we just bring down the y. There are no like terms here, so this one is complete. Here we have a binomial times a binomial. So in this one, we're going to create a box. And on the sides of the box, we're going to put each part of the problem. So 4x plus 3 and 3x minus 5. The idea behind this box is to help us to organize our information. We're going to find the area of each smaller box. So the length of this one is 4x and the width is 3x, so we multiply those to get 12x squared. Then we find the area of the next box. So the length is 3, the width is 3x. Make sure you look at the outside. So 3 times 3x is 9x. Again, we're finding the area of this box. The length is 4x, the width is negative 5, so 4x times negative 5 is negative 20x. And then we find the area of the last box, again going to the outside. 3 times negative 5 is negative 15. And finally, we need to combine like terms. We have 12x squared. There are no more x squared, so we just bring it down. We add our diagonal because they're both x's. So 9x plus a negative 20x is negative 11x. And there's no like term with the negative 15, so we just bring it down. This problem is not complete until you write out the final polynomial. Here's another one, but this time, this one has a binomial times a trinomial, so our box needs to be a 2 by 3. Again, we're going to label the sides with the different pieces, and we're going to find the area of each box. So 8z times 2z squared is 16z cubed. Watch your exponents. There's an exponent of 1 on the 8z and an exponent of 2 on the z squared, so 1 and 2 make 3. Moving up, negative 4 times 2z squared is negative 8z squared. Then we move on to the next piece. So 8z times negative 7z is negative 56z squared. And then negative 4 times negative 7z is a positive 28z. 8z times 3 is 24z. And finally, negative 4 times 3 is negative 12. Again, we need to combine our like terms to complete this. So there are no more z cubes, so we just drop the 16z cubed. And then we combine our z's squared, so negative 8z squared and negative 56z squared is negative 64z squared. We combine our z's, so 28z and 24z make 52z. And then the negative 12 has no other like term, so we just drop it. Now you try. Pause the video and try each of the problems. As you try them, check your answers by hitting play. Then hit pause and do the next problem.